This episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Death Wish Hot Rods and Customs. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. Sullo, thanks for joining us on the show, man. It's awesome to finally have you on the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've just released your new EP, Lagrange Point Vol I, and sonically, this thing is just a real trip, dude. It's a journey, and the best way to experience it, like I did, was headphones. Man, I enjoyed that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trip.
It's been hard to find listening environments, like when doing mixed reviews and stuff like that. Like headphones are just so around us all the time now. Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
It does, dude. It does, because I mean, most of the time, people like they'll either be in their car or they'll like stereo. But man, just to take the time, it's worth. People out there, take the time to listen to this thing in headphones is kind of a special experience. You don't get that very often.
You get the nuances of what Pete achieved in the mixing, and that's pretty cool on its own. This is Pete's first release, mixing an album that I think has been released. He might have done some stuff a long time ago. We wanted to experiment with studios and with people working with different people, and Pete's always done our demos, so he kind of was a natural progression to give him a crack at the CP. It was time.
Sounds fucking huge, dude. That's for sure. But when it comes to writing, I mean, something like this, do you guys have to get in that kind of headspace to create that sort of sonic atmosphere in the jam room? Do you do shit like this where you put up some lighting and you have to get trippy?
Oh yeah, we've been known to get the starlights on, kind of gaze out across the room. But to be honest, we also work really hard. Like, when we can, we rehearse every Monday, and it's our little room, and it's noisy as hell. Definitely losing my hearing after doing this for a very long time. But yeah, we work at it, and we have a lot of fun, and we kind of just the sonic energy that we try and capture. And I think Pete's done a really good job at this. Yes. And also, because he is in the band, he gets to kind of be a part of the creation of it, so he knows what we're trying to achieve in that room. It's big.
Hey,
yeah.
Shout out to him, eh? Like, good
work. Shout out to
man.
Petey.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Are you having a cold one too?
I ran out of cold ones because yesterday was such a lovely sunny day.
Yeah. It's been a good weekend. It has been a real good weekend, that's for sure. But was this thing written when everything went crazy, or did you guys have it ready to go a bit earlier? So
these tracks originated when we were doing pre-production for tourist season. I think we went into the studio with 12 tracks, and we recorded drums for 12 tracks. But we only finished 7 and a bit. So that's what made the album. And this kind of just sat there. To be honest, they weren't finished. They weren't ready for tourist season. I'd been struggling with writing and have done on and off since I've started writing. So when lockdown kicked in and we were like, actually, this could be a while. We need projects. So we did some demos of some new material, and we'd already done Exit Planet with Mike Doleman from Duneeater the previous year for the bushfire relief. So we did a track for that. We finished that off, and when we got Mike Doleman in to do that, what he laid down was just exactly what was in my head, but I couldn't achieve that. So we just went, well, who else can we do that with? Who else? What other artists are out there that we respect and we like, and we love what they do and we want to work with? So we didn't have to look far.
Yeah.
Not really. No. Jimmy lives up the road. Gazillion Angry Mexicans. So Jimi Coelli from Gazillion Angry Mexicans. We've toured with them. We've done shows and we've partied and other debaucherous things. And so yeah, I had the opportunity because we had those easing of restrictions. Jimmy could come around. We could workshop an idea, and we wrote Babe Wolf in that period. And we finished that song. So all the music was pretty much written, and we had a framework that we were going to work with. All the structures were done. So we did that. We got KC from Death by Carrot. We've just love those guys and really feel from at the moment out on the road, stuck again, got car troubles. I don't know if you know about those guys right now, but they sidetrack. Their ethos is to play as many shows a year as they possibly can. So they're doing, a national tour. When they say national, they're going everywhere. They're in WA at the moment. They're stuck there.
Oh, man.
Maybe they're across the border. Anyway, KC, we just sent him the track, and he didn't even listen to the stuff that I already kind of put out. He came back with this idea that he'd been working on, and next thing we know, Holy Fire turns up. So it was a similar kind of thing with Georgie. We were kind of just workshopping the songs. That process itself was really good for me, but also we had something to do in lockdown. We had something to organise and work on, and then be creative and do it. So we're just fortunate that Victoria's had those periods of easing of restrictions where we could go to the studio for a weekend and record. So we've just been taking those opportunities if and when they come. We still look ahead, we still book things, we still try and plan.
It's what you have to do, man. Hey, like you can't.
Well, it does feel fruitless a lot, but
yeah, I know. But
if it comes off,
yeah, you got to be ready to roll, man. You got to be like ready to fucking gun it, eh?
We'll be kicking ourselves if we didn't do a show, and and safe and responsible and all the things that make it a good thing in the public interest.
Yes,
because we need music, we need live music.
Absolutely.
What are we 4 weeks into of having rehearsed for about 4 or 5 weeks? Feels like last year.
It does, hey. Oh man, I really feel for all you guys down that way, hey, especially a bunch of my mates in New South, hey. It's just
man.
And hey,
you're Queensland based, yeah?
I am. I'm very, very lucky. I'm on the Goldie. Okay. So all
right.
Yeah, so we can still,
what the difference between let's not harp on about what's going on too much.
Yeah,
like it is a big part of things, but the big difference for me at the moment is that the rest of Australia kind of understands a little bit more about what we did last year.
Yeah.
And the sacrifices that Victoria made and the Victorians made to, get us across the line. And we were doing good. We were in a pretty good place. So, yeah, talking to people around Australia now, it's much more evident that they've actually got a bit better of understanding about what's happening.
Yes.
Whereas last year you'd be like, oh, you're doing normal things and normal everyday things. And that's great. You should feel privileged to do so. Yeah.
Well, I do. I feel lucky. And my heart goes out to all my mates in the other states that are doing it tough right now. So I'm thinking about all you guys out there. That's for sure. But in regards to the concept of this thing, now I'm no science man. I can barely count on my fingers, brother. But the title refers to something in celestial mechanics, where a location in space where the combined gravitational forces of two large bodies, such as Earth and the Sun, or Earth and the Moon, equal the centrifugal force felt by a much smaller third body. The interaction of the forces creates a point of equilibrium where a spacecraft may be parked to make observations, according to Google and space.com. And it's in the intro.
Yeah. For a non-science guy, that was pretty good.
Well, I wrote it all down. I just wanted to, for once in my fucking life, feel like a science dude. But I didn't even understand what I just fucking said. So can you break it down?
look, I can give you the essence of where it comes from, and that's just the creating with other people.
Yes.
Yeah, the collaboration that we've done with individual singers. There's a balance in that we find, because this still sounds like Planet of the Apes. As far as I'm concerned, it sounds like Planet of the Apes
100%.
with some gold other vocals on there. So Lagrange points being this, equal opposite kind of pulling and pushing, the creative spirit. That's like everybody's kind of putting their bit in and like stepping back a bit. And so when we thought about what it is that we're doing, we're collaborating, and what's something that could potentially embody that, Lagrange Point came along. Volume 1.
Volume 1. Okay. Here's my next question. Where's Volume 2? Is that in the works? Is that something that you guys are cooking up?
A little way through, when we were kind of like, this is pretty cool, we're going to release this. We just lost my train of thought.
You're right, dude. That's okay.
We were talking about sorry, mate. We were talking about.
You're right, man. I do that all the time. So usually because of this, but
second volume 2.
Volume 2. Yeah. Cool.
Volume 2. We wanted to leave it open for this to happen again with other people, with new people, with explore and just leave that kind of gateway into. We're going to do a third Planets album, that's for sure. We're already working on it. But look what we did with these things that we may have never seen the light of day. So let's just leave it open so we can potentially do that again. And it's quite freeing as a songwriter too, because then you can go, well, this isn't really what Planets is doing. Maybe it'll become Planets, or maybe it'll become a Lagrange Point project.
I love it. I love that. I love that concept, dude. I love that it's, it's open for interpretation with your mates and stuff like that. You get to bring people in and collaborate. Because, I mean, you got some, as you mentioned, you got some awesome guests on this thing, like King Carrot and the guys from Death by Carrot, Diesel from Duneeater, Jimmy from a Gazillion. See, I have trouble with this one too, saying it real fast. A Gazillion Angry Mexicans and Georgie from Kitchen Witch. So all of it, man, like just the combined piece and getting everyone together. It just sounds like, as I said, man, it's just a real trip. Must be for you too, collaborating with your mates in that way.
It really is. It's, we got to, as I said, we've toured with these people, we've played with these guys around Australia. But this gave us another insight into that kind of camaraderie that we build, But there's nothing better than being on the road, hanging out at pubs with other bands, talking shit, and then finding out how they create and what their contribution is to a project like this. Just at that next level.
Absolutely. Is there anyone who, like for Volume 2 that you would want to get? I mean, think big. I mean, someone like Mark Lanigan, for instance, or something like that.
There's part of me that we've kicked for the stars a couple of times, and we got Bob Bolchin on tourist season from Fu Manchu.
Yep.
That was just by asking. So I don't see any kind of restrictions on who that is. I do like that we've kept the first one Australian. Yeah. That was intentional. We just kind of went, well, let's do something that we know is friendly, and we've got all this extra connectivity we're going on because we're all in lockdown. But we've hit up Nick from Elder to do some work for us previously, and they can say no. Yeah, they can say no. I don't know who else would get.
I mean, sky's the limit, really. But I do like that.
Yeah.
Local too. But man.
Yeah.
Man, I keep seeing the artwork behind you, and I love it. Like it keeps flashing through. Like you get some boobies behind you now. But But how's the artwork sort of tie into the whole concept as well? I mean, did that inspire you in some way too?
Um, that in, well, we reached out to Marika about doing that. Um, we kind of narrowed down a couple of artists, and we just really liked her work, and the wolf concept that she uses kind of felt in kin to the Beowulf track that we worked on, and we've put her inside Lagrange Point. That's she says she's the center of that body, and she's mother, and she's earth, and she's nature, and she's also bleeding. I think she really captured a lot of what we get. We just gave her the music, and it's like, we know what you can do. This is what we've done. What do you think? And this is what she came back with. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It looks so good, man. But it looks
as soon as we did it, well, yeah, that kind of was the clincher. We weren't really thinking about doing vinyl for this because, at the time it was a side project to keep us busy during lockdown, and but when we heard it, and then when we saw that, we saw the artwork and was like, no, it's got to be on 12-inch. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, man, in regards to, you're talking to about all your mates and other bands and things like that, I really feel like there's something going on in, the desert rock / metal sludge scene in Australia right now.
For sure.
It's, after doing this for so long, it really feels like there's a lot of bands like yourselves that are really starting to push through to that next level. And there's a lot of bands starting up now too. Like, have you noticed that?
To be honest, I'm not on social media much these days.
Yeah.
Bit of a trigger. But when we're like those brackets we've had, there's a lot of new bands around Melbourne doing stuff. And a lot of them are really good. And then we have been fortunate that we did a show in Maui last year. We got to hang out with like guys from El Colosso and it was Lamasu. So we've kind of done more work with them. We're talking about doing some shows later in the year. Fingers crossed. There's just some great bands around, young and old.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Psychobabble, but do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's just like across Australia generally, but Melbourne is. I'm here because of music. I'm from Newcastle originally, and right now feels kind of, even though we're not playing, there's a lot of community people kind of reaching out, checking on other people, and still kind of planning gigs and hoping for gigs. So that I think there's a lot of support there. So if that's coming across as there's a cool scene or there's a lot going on right now, it's true, but it kind of feels supported as well. Yeah.
I just get that feeling that when everything really opens up, that whole thing is going to be really at the forefront. I just get that feeling. Have you heard of a band called The Automaton?
No.
Come up this way. You should check those guys out. Always shout out to The Automaton. Love you guys. Sunset Junkies is another one. If you like your heavy stuff, they're sick. But
just
Black
making notes.
Swamp, the Black Swamp. Have you heard the Black Swamp?
Man,
there you go.
How old do you think I
am? 32.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm 41, and I still listen to everything from the 90s, other than kind of the last couple of years of of cool stuff coming out of Australia and the rest of the world. Yeah, I'm pretty stuck in my ways.
Hey man, me too. If it wasn't for this, I reckon I'd be stuck in my ways too. But how old do you think I am? Here's the.
Oh, you're handsome, so I reckon 28.
Oh, I'll take that. I'm 40 this year. But
Oh.
hey, is to us old dudes, right?
Yeah, mate. And the ones that still keen to go watch live music.
That's it. Hey man, I love it. I'm all about it. It's in my blood.
That's not true. Everybody is keen.
Man, I tell you what, it's going to be fucking awesome when it opens up. And I mean, talking about touring, though, I know it is hard to sort of you know, you were saying before, it is hard to sort of really plan things at the moment, but you want to be ahead of the game when it does. Have you guys got dates that you're looking at for international?
For international.
Or not international, well, national, sorry, what I meant to say, but I've had 3 sips, so give me a break.
Nationally, we have to go with the flow. We do have some dates penciled in for Queensland in December, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep. That could happen. We've got some regional Victoria stuff booked in for late September, October, November. Still trying to arrange an EP launch in November. That could all happen. So, yeah, internationally, a little while.
Yeah. What I meant to say, but that is also a good question. Have you guys done that? Have you got on a plane and gone?
Pete and I used to play in punk band, and we did the States back in 2007, I think it was.
Yeah.
Did 5 weeks over there. Yeah, it was cool. As this and doing this kind of stuff, no, we're really keen. I always kind of thought, all right, international tour by the time I'm 40 of Europe. We really want to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Really. Like, COVID aside, they just get it.
They
more,
do.
I think it's just more cultural. You know, dark metal, any metal, then stoner and doom, kind of just skipping hand in hand down through the posies, man.
That's it, man. Hey, I love it. That's where I would love to go. That in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, Europe, it's like, you know, you see all the festivals and it's families. It's like, you know, it's like your show day, but you got like little kids with little headphones on. You got like grandma, grandpa, everyone's having a good time, listening to Carpet or whatever.
Yeah. And like festivals, especially over there, like they don't have to be huge. They've got some really good stuff over there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although I kind of see it happening here too.
Yes.
You know, if we can't tour internationally, there's going to be some bush doof doom fests, I reckon.
Get real crazy. Hey, talking about that, festivals, I mean, there's Beats Cartel. I've got the Aftermath.
Aftermath is still booked in. Well,
yeah,
it's rescheduled. I think people are trying to stay positive and hopeful about things, but also stay on top of it, because when it does open and when it is safe to do these things, it's going to go nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oi, shout out to Christian from Beats and Mo.
Hey, Christian.
Mo's. You guys played Mo's?
No, man. We were on our way to Queensland, like we were about a week or so out when the lockdown went ahead. So we had, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 shows booked up around there.
Man, Mo's is awesome. Mo's is so good. I pretty much say it every interview. It's like, you got to play Mo's. Mo's is fucking awesome. You know, he knows what he's doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah. But
if we ever get up there and play there, I reckon we'll change the venue name. We'll call it Flaming Mo's for the evening, and we'll get the guys from Dr. Colossus up, and we'll.
Funny story that. Funny story.
Yeah.
We were gonna do that because Dr. Colossus were meant to come up and play Mo's with my band, and I work in a printing factory where I was gonna print out a big giant Mo and change all the taps to Duff. And then it got canned. But, mate.
But good idea, though.
Absolutely. If you thought of it as well, it's an absolute solid idea. So, hey.
In typical fashion, I wasn't the first to come up with
it. That's all good, though. That's all good. It just means it's a solid idea. So when it happens, hopefully, you can come up and play.
Yeah, we'd love to do it. We'll I think when we played with them a couple of years ago, I think we opened our set with like the intro from The Simpsons, just to kind of like, yeah, we get it, guys. Let's do this.
Good dudes. See what I mean? Like, there's so many good fucking bands in this country right now, and I don't know if how it was where you were, but many years ago when I first started playing bands would sabotage other bands' gear and it'd be competitive and all that kind of shit. It was just garbage. Fucking, you know what I mean? And now,
Yeah, man.
now it seems that people are gathering together more supportive of bands. It's not much. It's not competition. It's about lifting each other up, and that's what I think is really really good.
I completely agree. And in addition, like I grew up in Newcastle, so when I was 18, 98, Knights just won the grand final. Silverchair were going nuts, and everybody was looking for another Silverchair.
Yep.
So it became competitive, and not for the better.
No.
Because when I was first playing, there was, you go to SJs on a Wednesday night for the band comp, and, there'd be 20, 30, 40 of your mates from different bands and different scenes, and, uni's different age we're talking about, but there was a scene there, and then it kind of disintegrated. It kind of just went, well, everybody's too many bands, maybe not enough venues, not enough money in it. That's for sure. It just got competitive, but there's been a backlash to that for a while. I've noticed it for at least probably 10 years.
Yes.
So definitely during the 90s and early 2000s, there was it's just a different vibe playing around Australia.
Absolutely. Yeah, I felt it too when I was wearing my baggy pants and my metal frosted tips. Yeah.
Did you do new metal?
I was all about it now. Yeah.
I also had the frosted tips.
Yeah.
I did.
Hey, man, it was just the thing then. Don't judge us, all right? Don't judge. That's all right. That's okay. You got to start somewhere. But
I look badass. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, the scene, the bands that we play with, they're all just. It's. I don't know if just generally across the scene, I don't find there's a lot of douchebags and dickheads, and there's a lot of drunk fuckwits, but they're out there.
Yeah, I know you can't. It's always been there. That'll always be.
Everybody's got that scale where you just kind of keep drinking and you turn into a fuckwit. Like everybody's got the ability to do that.
Yeah. I'm 3 sips in, but no. But hey, man, what else have you guys got cooking up? Like,
we've just finished another project, so it's being mixed. It's been mixed and it's being mastered at the moment. That hasn't been released yet. We haven't talked about that. So, but it's been good. It's another project that's going to come out probably sometime. So hopefully sometime in the first quarter next year. And yeah, so that's kind of helped us keep the momentum going. Still writing. It's only a short. It's only like 22 minutes. So it's kind of given us a taste of what we're aiming for our third album, which we started writing. So we're already into it.
Has it got a name, this other project?
It does. It does. It's I can tell you that it's a split.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything else.
All right. Keep your secrets. I'm keen to hear.
Not intentional. I just want to tell everybody and everything. But yeah, I think we've already negotiated something with somebody that says no, I can't.
Oh, I see. Well, hey man, that's awesome. That's all. I can't wait to hear it. But yeah, it's been awesome hanging with you, man. Thank you for taking the time in outer space.
It's all good.
In my room out here, and wait, I just want
to. This is Exit Planet, I think. Yeah. You can watch this on YouTube.
Yes.
You can listen to the whole thing and watch it on YouTube, and you can put it on full screen and turn the lights down low and bliss out or whatever you want to do.
Well, I'll have all the links down here anyway, so everyone click on the links and then go get some merch and stuff as well. And
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Miller from
mate.
for teeing this up. Miller from House Fox Studios, Black Reno, rad dude. Thank you very much.
He's been doing a great job with PR.
He has been. Yeah, he absolutely has been. So yeah, and I'm really excited about the future of what you guys got in store for all of us up here. So here's to you and the boys.
Cheers, mate. Or a little softy, but
Yeah, that's all right, mate. We'll just pretend this is just the water in the can. So there you go. No, it's not really, but it's a Sunday night. But
all right, man. It is Sunday night.
It is Sunday night, but